Jerry Jones, owner of the Dallas Cowboys, is talking about this weekend's draft. And Jerry says it's the best draft class since 2005. He goes, we have Marion Barber, we stole him, and DeMarcus Ware, we stole him. And they got so many good players back in 2005. That's interesting. What Jerry doesn't mention is that the reason the 2005 draft class looks really good is because the following year, 2006, Tony Romo started playing quarterback, and they made the playoffs immediately. DeMarcus Ware is irrelevant if you're 5-11 or 6-10. Nobody cared about Calais Campbell until the Jags had a really good season. Otherwise, he's just disappearing in Florida. Now, teams bidding on him. Yeah, the reason Marion Barber looks like a steal in 2005, because in 2006, Tony Romo starts and gets you to the playoffs, and people actually see him. This league's all about quarterback and coach. That's it. If Mike McCarthy and Dak work, then this will look like a great draft. CeeDee Lamb, 800 yards, couple of touchdowns. Man, it's really... If Dak and Mike McCarthy don't work and they haven't had OTAs and that we may have no preseason, it doesn't matter. I mean, let's ask yourself right now. Do you think it's a coincidence that the teams favored to win the Super Bowl, go look at Fox Bet or Vegas, are all the teams that have really good head coaching quarterback combinations? There's really no exception. In my opinion, here are 1 through 10 the best quarterback and coaching combinations. Mahomes and Andy Reid, that'd be number 1. Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll's 2. For one more year, Breeze and Sean Payton. Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson. Lamar Jackson and John Harbaugh. Tom Brady and Bruce Arians. Number 7, Garoppolo and Kyle Shanahan. Number 8, Goff and McVay. Number 9, Big Ben and Tomlin, though Tomlin can drive me crazy. And number 10, Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur. And by 10, we're guessing on Matt LaFleur. We don't know if he's a good coach. Tennessee's offense got better when he left. Their offense popped this year when Matt LaFleur left. And Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers' numbers went down when he arrived. They didn't get better. Is Dak and McCarthy better than Mike Zimmer and Kirk Cousins? No, I'd put them 11. Is it better than Deshaun Watson and Bill O'Brien? Well, Dak ain't Deshaun. I'd put them at 12. What about Gruden and Carr, Frank Reich, Phillip Rivers? I mean, so the bottom line on all this stuff and all this drafting stuff, it's kind of nonsense. Who's your coach? Who's your quarterback? You could make so many mistakes in this league. You can have so many injuries like Philadelphia. The fact Philadelphia made the playoffs is all about Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson. I mean, where was New England good last year offensively? Receiver? Running back? Tight end? O-line? It was the first time their O-line struggled. They had the coach and the quarterback. That's why at the end of the year, pretty interesting team getting to the playoffs. So when I look at, wow, our 2005 draft in Dallas was great. No, Tony Romo starts the next year, makes the playoffs, and elevates all those players around him. That's the difference. That's the difference. You can give the quarterback more credit like they do in Kansas City, or you can give the coach more credit like they're doing now with the Niners, but they both have to be B+ to A, or you're not getting to conference championships. Let's shift to this. The Packers were apparently, according to Ian Rappaport, determined to trade up for Jordan Love. They were, quote, adamant about getting him. They arranged multiple deals to trade up, including one deal in which the Packers would have moved up to number 27 in a trade with Seattle. No other team was this interested in Jordan Love. Now, I'm not going to criticize the Packers if they fell in love with Jordan Love, like Andy Reid fell in love with Patrick Mahomes. I'm not going to criticize them for that. When Kansas City said, Brett Veach, the GM, fell in love with Mahomes, and they were right. So I'm not going to bang on the Packers if they really believe Jordan Love. And if you look at Jordan Love, he's big, he's strong, he's mobile, huge arm, huge sophomore year. Hey, let me ask you this. In 2 years, if Jordan Love is a really nice quarterback, are we any of us shocked? None of us are shocked. Some GMs maybe, but none of us would be. 6'4", 225, mobile, big arm, great sophomore year. None of us would be shocked after what we saw with Josh Allen. But what's remarkable with Green Bay, and this is where I'd push back on the Packers. They're not very good at evaluating their team. Green Bay was 13-3 last year. They were a 9-7 team. There's never been a 13-3 team in league history that was outgained. They were outgained. That's almost impossible to be 13-3 and outgained. Both Vegas and Fox Bet has the Packers pulling back 4 wins this year. They have them at a 9-win team. And before you push back, Green Bay, remember when Chicago a couple years ago, Joy, went 12-4 with Trubisky, and Vegas went, no. That is not what you are. You're an 8-win team, a 9-win team. What was Chicago this past year? So Green Bay was the luckiest 13-win team in the league. Let's look at the lucky breaks. Oh, they faced Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Oh, wait, Mahomes didn't play. So they got to face the Chiefs without Patrick Mahomes. They went 2-0 against Detroit and never led in either game. 2 walk-off field goals. They faced a third-place schedule where they got the NFC East with 2 of the worst teams in the league, the Giants and Washington. And then when they did face Seattle in the playoffs, in one of the strangest cluster injuries ever, Seattle in a 2-week period lost all their running backs, and it was mostly a power running team. In fact, Green Bay only beat last year. Think about this. 1 playoff team all year that had a starting quarterback. They beat Minnesota and Kirk Cousins. That's it. That's the only team they beat. I think they beat him twice. That's it. Well, they beat Kansas City. Mahomes didn't play. So Green Bay won 13. Vegas and Fox Bet has them at 9. They also have Buffalo at 9. You think Buffalo's a Super Bowl team? So my takeaway in Green Bay is, I'm not going to bang on you if you believe Jordan Love is 85% Mahomes. 85% Patrick Mahomes is a Pro Bowler. If I'm not going to bang on you, if your personal evaluators see that. But it does strike me that you were behind at half to the Niners in 2 games, 50-0. In fact, one of the games against the San Francisco 49ers, you came off a bye with the brilliant Matt LaFleur and Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers, and you couldn't score a point. Off a bye. So they're not evaluating their franchise very well. 6 NFC teams have a higher over and under than the Packers. That's what bothers me. It's not that you love Jordan Love. It's that you really think this is the time and the place. Currently, as Aaron Rodgers ages with some collarbone surgeries and injuries, this is the time and the place. Because I don't know what your evaluations are of people. Kansas City moved up on Mahomes because they wanted to play him really quickly. I get loving Jordan Love, but you're not going to play him for multiple years. But if you're really honest in Wisconsin, if you're truly honest, this was a 9-win team last year that lucked into a 13-3 record. Seattle cluster injuries, Detroit 2-0, never led, faced Kansas City without Patrick Mahomes, a much easier schedule. That schedule this year, look it up. It's on Google, Packers schedule. We don't know when they play teams, but we know who they play, and we know where they play, and it's a much tougher schedule. And we still really don't know, let's be honest. I don't know if Matt LaFleur can coach. I don't know. Tennessee's offense got better. Rodgers' numbers declined. I don't know if he's a great coach. At New Orleans, at San Francisco, I'm just at Tampa with Tom Brady. That's their schedule this year. A little tougher. Eagles come to town. Good luck on that. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.